Aries, welcome. It's Erin Scott here with the Alchemy of Holism. I'm just wanting to burn a little bit of Palo Santo right now. You're the first one I've done this. I haven't done it with the other signs, but it felt timely. It felt like it wanted to come. So there's a little Palo Santo in the air. Okay, so we're going to do an art channeling today. Now, for those of you that are familiar with what I'm doing here, I'm channeling symbols, pictures, colors, patterns. What's coming through to bring forward the archetype of your growth. Okay, all of the signs are going through evolutionary process of growth, change, evolution, expansion. You're getting catalyzed in a certain way. It's generalized depending on when you're born and the specifics of your birth data. You're going to have a distinct narrative, but the generalized energies for your growth is what we're tapping into. I always work with the new moon cycles. That is a natural new seeding point, a natural new beginning. And so we're going to start just with identifying you here. And then we're gonna bring forward some data and see what comes through. This is for the Taurus new moon cycle, but Aries, this is not just Taurus new moon. This is correlated with, it's happening alongside Uranus's ingress into Taurus. Taurus new moon, Uranus moves into Taurus within 3 hours of the new moon, so a few hours or so. And that's a big deal because the Taurean revolution that's happening, manifest reality, the shifts and changes that are happening over the next 7 years, we're beginning it. So let's take a look and see what's happening for you, okay? Let me just tune in here a little bit, Aries. Nettle tea. Nettle tea. Okay. Now, Aries, for you, what I'll say is that you're also going through a big movement here because last month Chiron moved into Aries, which is ruled by Mars, and the whole toxic masculine narrative is going through a healing process for the next many years, which is a big deal. And it's happening alongside this Uranus into Taurus. So there's a lot of manifest aggression that's going to come forward, and there's a lot of healing with regards to aggression and imbalanced toxic masculine. Okay. So I have I'm using gouache paint. I also have my charcoal pencils here as well. Make sure you can see everything. Yeah. So Aries, just give me a little bit here. one of my pencils here. So Aries, this might not make sense yet, but we'll talk about it. I don't even know what this means yet. I'm just letting it come, and then I'm gonna tune in and we'll talk about it. Okay, Aries. So there's something here that wants to come. I don't know what it is yet, though. Wow. Okay. All righty. So this is not a good representation. This is a gorilla. This is a gorilla face right here. Okay, Aries, let's talk about what's coming. Okay. Now, we're going to start at the beginning. So the first thing that came was this red box, okay? And it didn't really want to become a cube. I didn't draw it as a cube, but the consideration to make it a cube came. And that's important because right now this is very two-dimensional, this square, this box. We're looking right at it, so it's a two-dimensional figure. The thought came to make it a cube, but then I withdrew. It didn't want to come. A cube would be a three-dimensional box. And so there's something very two-dimensional here that I want to bring up for you. So what we're tapping into is what might be activated naturally for your growth cycle over the course of this mid-May to mid-June 2018 Taurus new moon / Uranus activation month, and also tapping into the 7-year Uranus through Taurus ingress or transit. What is a micro theme of the month and the macro theme for the 7 years? What is it? There's a two-dimensional energy here. that is within something that you're nurturing. It's within you as how you identify yourself. Let me explain. First of all, the cube is red, which is talking about anger, rage, passion, energy, your life force energy. But it's in this cube. And what I get from that is that over the course of this month, there's a containment, an analyzed kind of logical way by which you're, let's say, handling your anger, your rage, your frustration. That's what I'm getting primarily. It's not really your passion so much as more of a built up energy that is aggressive and frustrated, okay? But there's a way by which you're containing it to keep it held and bound. Wrapped around it and coming out from it is this little halo image here. So for some of you, you know, this is about seeing ourselves in a real light, right? We all have growth edges. We all carry everything. So we are every archetype. For the growth for the Aries archetype for now, there could be a way by which a lot of you are presenting yourself to the world as angelic, which is this halo here, that you're coming off as flowery, blossoming, light, happy, joyous, because this is a flower here. This is like a daisy of some sort here. And it's in yellow. This yellow flower and the yellow vine with the leaves coming off of it around this containment of this managed frustration, managed, you know, rage even. Rage at the machine, rage at the husband, rage at father, rage at the patriarchy in general, whatever it is. But wrapped around this containment is the happy, joyous ego identity. Third chakra, yellow, gold, the will, the solar emanation. What are you emanating out to the world? Something happy, something joyous, something with leaves and flowers with a little angel halo on it. So for some of you, you're going to understand what this is talking about, because essentially it's presenting something to the world that is not reflective of what's going on in here. Now, that being said, a lot of you could be managing some anger and frustration well, but for others of you, you need to express it. And what this is talking about is there's something within you that's not matching the picture out here, and there needs to be an authentic expression. There needs to be alignment, acknowledgement of what lies within, what lives within you that is needing proper expression, okay? So this, I feel, is actually really important. And what I want to say here is this: the fact that the box is two-dimensional and not three-dimensional, for me, says that there's another way that you are needing to view your own internal narrative of anger, frustration, rage. That's what I'm getting. That you're only experiencing it in a two-dimensional flat way that is not full, that's not whole. It's almost like there's a non-allowance here of the rage to actually have a voice, because rage and anger have a function. They are telling you something about resistance within, about conditions without that are reflecting conditions within. But there's another way that you have to perceive the anger, rage, frustration within you that has to become three-dimensional. It wanted to become a cube, but it didn't want to become a cube. So there might be fear within you about actually seeing yourself wholly, really wholly, the whole of you, not wholly up here, not the false holy, but seeing yourself really wholly in a holistic sense, okay? So that's what's coming up there. Now, there's this kind of, this is like water. It felt like a horizon line. This felt like a shore. This is like a boardwalk leading up to the shore. No color wanted to come there. No blue, no, beige for the sand. Nothing wanted to come. Just black and white. So there's something kind of, let's say, stark, flat, a little, maybe, I don't know if apathetic is the right word, a little devoid of emotion. There's a little bit of barricade, border, block, maybe a little apathy about something that you see for yourself, like your future, something that you're seeing ahead of you that looks emotional or that is of an emotional story. Now, for all of you, this is going to be different. Let me think about this for a minute. I mean, clearly the boardwalk leads out to the water. It leads out to the sea. And this is, and all the lines are going, I want to call that out to everybody. The lines are all going horizontal as opposed to vertical. So to me, this looks like kind of a side movement, a lateral movement. I don't know if that makes sense to all of you, but like, for example, if you're leaving a job to another job, maybe it's not a promotion or it's not something that it's up the ladder. I mean, I'm talking in very old paradigm terms, to be honest, because we're moving into a completely different reality. But it might be that there's something that's a lateral move for you, a side step that you see in your future, because we're looking, it's almost like you're here, you are being, right? You're managing something within, some anger or frustration that lives within you. And to the side of you is like this black and white vision of your future that you're currently seeing over the course of this month ahead. You're seeing something in your horizon line, but it's devoid of color. And it feels just like the same. Actually, that's what I'm getting with this horizontal line. It's not necessarily a lateral move in a job, although for some of you it could be that. But it could be like you're looking at it like, oh, it's just the same. It's just the same. It's more of the same, you know, and it's black and white. It's not vibrant. It's not juicy. And I have to tell you, Aries, it's this. It's this. This is the healing that has to be done. You need to make this into a cube. This box here wants to be a cube. There's something whole that needs to be, and by the way, and the door to the box wants to be open. So this handle here, you know, wants to be open. This containment, this 2D containment is not, it's not allowing you the freedom to see the color that's available to you in your future. The potential of life is pretty interesting. Now, the gorilla head wanted to show up here. Now, listen, this is not the best rendering of a gorilla head, okay? But this gorilla is showing up for you. Now, I have my, first of all, we can probably tap in symbolically to gorilla, but I'm going to look in this book. I want to see if it's in here. This is by Stephen Farmer, okay? Gorilla. Here we go. Okay. Listen to this. Now, this is, let me read it and then we'll talk about it. Gorilla. Clear and concise communication is very important at this time. So listen carefully and speak sparingly and articulately. More than ever, it's crucial to respect yourself and extend that respect to everyone you come in contact with. An important teacher is about to come into your life, one who is wise and knowledgeable and unpretentious. Okay? Now, this is what I want to say about the gorilla behind this shoreline of the horizon, what you might see for yourself in the future. Okay? First of all, it's a massive head. It looks like King Kong, right? It's massive. So for some of you, working with this two-dimensional containment of any dissonance or frustration or aggravation, there's some perspective by which you're projecting on the future that looks big and maybe scary and maybe dangerous, that's frightening you. And that big monster out here, and trust me, I love all wildlife, including gorillas, and I would never refer to a gorilla as a monster. But in this case, in this scenario, this is a perceived monster by this contained issue that is not being released and allowed to live and breathe and flow and inform you. That's what it's causing. It's causing this black and white perception of the future and fear beyond that. And the fear is projected from within, and it's creating no color. It's very important, everybody. And this is kind of psychology 101 in a lot of ways. So I hope that you're really heeding what I'm saying here, because this is an opportunity. This month ahead is an opportunity for you to allow all the perceived darkness and monstrous stuff within yourself to actually have a voice, to be loved, and to be seen and respected. The thing that I love about this articulation for gorilla is that this is talking about the need for you to be self-respectful and respect others, because it's not respectful to not honor what's within you. It's not respectful to not honor the anger and rage, frustration, aggravation that you lived through, that was validated by your life experience, that actually exists, and to let it have a voice so that you can actually love it again, re-whole it, re-perceive it, use it for fuel for your growth and evolution. That's what all wounds are for, okay? Now, in addition to all of this, we have this black kind of, I don't know, spotlight, highlight. What is it circling? It's really not circling anything over here, but it wanted to come up to the left of this box. So we have this to the right and we have this to the left. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. There's some... what it could mean is that there's something behind you. It's almost like this is what you're seeing. This is what you're projecting. The perception of the future is this. This is your past. There's some dark spot that is in dark because I used black charcoal for it. I have a whole variety of colors here. Black wanted to happen there. Black wanted to happen here, right? This black spotlight, this void, it's not a filled black sphere, everybody. This is a circle around a void. So for a lot of you, a lot of the Aries archetypes over the course of the cycle of the month and 7-year cycle ahead, because this is a part of your 7-year cycle as well. This is about acknowledging that there's a void that you experienced in the past. Maybe you felt ignored, you felt voided, you felt like you didn't matter. This is a lot of, perhaps for some of you, the Black Moon Lilith that's traveling in Capricorn with Pluto and Saturn, because that is a massive narrative that's playing out, right? And by the way, everybody, what I said earlier, remember I was talking about Chiron? I'm getting chills with this. Chiron just moved into Aries last month. And with Chiron moving into Aries, there's lots of wounding coming up with regards to Mars-oriented aggression. And thus the red, Mars, box containment of natural anger, rage, aggression, frustration. There's a level at which a lot of you feel like you were voided in the past by others, mom, dad, family, childhood situations, life in general. Maybe you feel not seen, not acknowledged, ignored, Aries. Guess what? That in the background behind is projecting this void, black and white, onto your future. Be in touch. For those of you that understand anything about me, know me already, know about my work, go to the alchemy of holism.com and check my services out. You do want to, now is the time, if you haven't already, you want to understand your soul print. What are your encodings? Natural. These are your natural encodings. What is your alignment? What is your mastery trajectory? You have to be clear. In order to get clear on the wounding and step into your power and confront the fears, you have to know the story. What's your story? Okay. Now I'm going to pull a card. This is the main growth edge for you. This is my own Siri deck, my 144 card deck. that I used to use all the time, but I haven't used it on the public channel for a while. I use it with my patrons. For those of you interested in weekly live streams, where I talk about the astrology, the symbology, and give guidance for the week ahead, or at least with your participatory effort, you get your guidance for the week. And you get bi-weekly card pulls for $11 a month. My patrons get good service, so you can check that out. The link is below. For those interested in following my May Mastery, fast and cleanse and wild food foraging that I've been doing all month, I'm posting multiple times a day on Instagram. You can follow me there. The link is below. Be in touch. Understand your soul print. The link is below. What is the main, here it is. What's the main growth edge for Aries? Portal. I might pull another card for you. Portal. Portal is talking about temporary. It's talking about a temporary place to get to the other side. You can see here in this image, it's hard to see, but there's two trees here with like a canopy of flowers, and through there is the portal. It's like a tunnel, a train tunnel of sorts, but this is through the woods. So a portal is talking about going through a place to a new chapter. And what I get for you, Aries, with this, and I might pull another card as well, is that over the course of this dynamic, powerful mid-May to mid-June portal of time for all of us, that you're going through a time of, you're not in the past and you're not in the future. This, and I just want to point this out, this is black and white in the past. This is black and white in the future. This is your reality right now. Be here now. Be in the moment. Be in the present moment, because this is calling your attention. This portal is the now. This portal is the now. Don't live in the past. Don't live in the future, because only the truth only exists here. I'm going to pull another card for you. We'll see specifically what portal wants to say, or what about portal is calling for your growth. I have to say, though, I think it's about being here now. Sadness and grief. A lot of you are moving through sadness, okay? And it could be, oftentimes, sadness is underneath. In fact, usually every time, sadness is underneath anger. So there's always like some sort of fear that's underneath anger, or sadness, grief that's underneath anger. It could be that you're moving through a time now where you're processing real grief. Grief about loss, grief about a void, grief about a death of a parent, a death of a sibling or a loved one, or feeling like you have died within, that you feel like you've been ignored, not respected, not honored, and voided. That's what I get from this whole. And this whole is replicating the black and white here. This portal of time, this chapter, this new moon portal that we're in, this is to be here now. Address the sadness in this portal of time. Address the sadness, Aries. That's what's calling. The void is impacting this, and you're containing it, and it's impacting how you're projecting your future. This is a time of manifestation. This Uranus in Taurus, Taurus is all about manifestation. So you better believe that the revolutionary change that is naturally called to happen at this 7-year time frame of this Uranus-Taurus process that we're all in as of tomorrow. I'm recording this on the 14th. It's big. It's big. And humans naturally are manifestors. However, we're manifesting. 99.999% of the population is deeply unconscious still, and very much manifesting from a place of wound, and not from a place of clarity, not from a place of reality. By the way, for those of you familiar with Byron Katie's The Work, that is part of my work. I work with clients with that, with Byron Katie's work, which is freeing, because it's connected to natural systems. So it's and what it's called, what I call holosynthesis work. So that holosynthesis work that I take brings story together and then frees you from it. Okay. It's time to get clear, everybody. All right. I'm sending you all so much love. TheAlchemyOfHolism.com. You can find all the information you need. I'm sending you much love, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye, everybody. Good luck.